Welcome back to The Buried Life. I'm Steve, the retired hobby tech guy, and today we're going to be doing something really special. First time painting the Hulk from Prime to Awesome. So let's get to it. Okay, we got started off on the wrong foot. I forgot to press record as I was priming in Black Vallejo. So we're just going to pick up where we left off. We're going to be using some white primer. We're going to kind of do a zenithal. And this is all with the airbrush. The majority of the paint is going to be with the airbrush, and this is something that I haven't done. I've mostly just done primers and base coats, and nothing is involved as doing the Hulk. And it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Now it almost looks like I've used a little bit too much white, but when we tip this down, you can see we still have some good shadows there, and I hope that will redeem this piece. Now we're going to use a dark blue on the underside of this, kind of a reverse zenithal, and I saw this with Grounded Effects. He's got a real good tutorial on painting the Hulk. So hopefully this will turn out okay. We're just going to get the underside and all those shadows areas, and hopefully it'll work out for the best. I think it turned out okay. Shadows look a little more purple than dark blue, but I think that's because of the black primer that we used. Hopefully this will work out, but we're just going to continue on and trust the process. As we continue on, we've got a couple different shades of green, and we're going to go ahead and utilize those. We're going to start with a dark green, and then we'll put on some highlights with the lighter green. And hopefully that will bring about a pretty mean looking Hulk. Now I have to admit, I got a little excited because the Hulk is one of my favorite superheroes, and seeing this green on the model really started bringing him to life, and so that was kind of cool. I have to say this darker green was really going on great, and if I didn't know any better, I would have stopped pretty much right here. But there's a process that we're going to go through. But still, as I take a look at this, that looks pretty good. But the only thing that bothered me a little bit is when we tip him down and we see that purple color of where the shadows are going to be. Yeah, that just didn't fill me with a lot of joy and confidence, so we'll continue on. On this part, we ended up using the lighter green to get a little bit more highlights. It's hard to see, but we're going to continue on. like I said, we moved on to the lighter green, and I can see the difference. It's hard to on the camera, but that's why we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue on with the next step. And we're going to mix a little bit of yellow in here and to really bring out some highlights. Now, when Grounded Effects did this on his Hulk model, but I was also impressed with the results that he had. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. As I go through and paint this with the combination of green with yellow, it really brings out the highlights even more, and I think it's a good idea. As you can see, I still need to work on my trigger control, but then again, I'm new with the airbrush, so it's all good. I was a little hesitant on the yellow when I first used it, so I ended up adding a little bit more yellow to the green to get some better highlights on the individual muscles, and it's really making this pop. I like it. So while I'm pretty happy with the highlights on his muscles, I'm still concerned with the underside. We definitely see that we've got that purple, bluish, blackish. It just doesn't seem to gel. So Grounded Effects suggested using some ink to kind of do a reverse zenithal and hit all the shadow areas. And I just happen to have some bamboo ink, and hopefully this will turn out okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a little bit more green tinge into this. As you can see, my hands shake, but then again, I'm a little old, so you just have to bear with me. What I do like is that green ink covered up that black and blue and purplish type of shadow color and kind of blended everything in together. And we're going back to a little bit more highlighting using the yellow and the green, and we're kind of watering this down a bit. I don't want it too thick, but I think we're going to take this another step further in regards to highlights, and I'm just going to trust the process that it'll come out. I just want to make sure that the paint isn't too heavy or thick. Alrighty, our highlighting paid off. We got some great depth on the Hulk, on his individual muscles and the forehead. It's definitely a lot better than just painting it with one color. Highlighting is king. Okay, we're going to move on to some brush work with Alien Purple, and that's going to go on his shorts. It's kind of the iconic look of the Hulk. And let's go ahead and fast forward through this. So we finished up with that, and now we'll put some brown leather onto the Hulk's belt there. So now that we finished up with the shorts and the belt, we're going to pull out some black, and we're going to go to the top of the head and go to town. Luckily, this goes on pretty thick, and we'll probably only need one coat. Definitely looking a lot better with his signature black hair. And now that we're basically done with that, we got to move on to the hard stuff, and that's the eyebrows. So let's do that next. This is a little nerve-wracking, and now I understand why people make large models because they're so much easier to paint. Alrighty, here we are. Eyebrows and all. I think it worked out pretty good. So now we're mixing up some red, and we're going to go ahead and paint his tongue. And that kind of had me questioning, is his tongue really red since the rest of his skin is green? I don't know. We'll just run with red. Yeah, I really wish I printed this a lot larger because now I have to paint the teeth, and those are extremely small. But we're going to give it my best shot. I was a little nervous doing the teeth, but as we can see here, it turned out pretty good. I'm kind of satisfied that cross between the white and the skeleton bone. And we're going to use the same color for his eyes. This is kind of nerve-wracking, and the next model I do will be a lot bigger. But with that being said, we actually got him painted. First time go. So in the end, it turned out pretty good. This came out a lot better than what I thought it would, and that makes me pretty happy. Now on the base, I ended up using Leadbelcher on the bottom, and then some brown, green, and stone color, and some fluorescent green for the insignia. And here we are with the finished product. I think we're about 95% done. I got a little bit of touch-up work to do, but the Hulk turned out really good. I am pleased. Some of the other things that I need to do is a wash to get some muscle separation. We'll use a micro felt pen for the pupils and then finish it off with a matte varnish to seal it all in. I definitely need to work on my airbrush skills, learn how to point and shoot with that, but this turned out pretty good. Not bad for a first-timer. So yes, I'm pleased with the results of the Hulk. There are some fine-tuning that needs to be done, but yeah, this is definitely a keeper. So if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to The Varied Life on YouTube. And if you really want to do me a solid, you can buy me a coffee in the description box down below. There's a link. Really appreciate that. Here's a bunch of people that have bought me coffee, and they are the most respected people I know. So you can get on that list as well. And with that, we will see you on the next video. Peace.